Howdy everyone. So we are back at it with a new video on the farm. Still haven't really been doing much, don't have anything significant started right now, but you just saw I threw some fish food in the water, so I've been trying to get in the routine of feeding my fish every evening, but I haven't seen any fish eat there yet. I've trained the turtles to come up and eat it, so every time I throw fish food in there, the turtles start creeping up and eating it all, so I guess I'm gonna have some really big turtles in here someday. One more thing in the pond as well, I actually did see a beaver in here one night, so probably want to do something about that, or else it's gonna probably keep taking down trees around the pond. So lately I've just been doing some maintenance stuff like mowing, so we've gotten some pretty big rains in the past week or two. We got a 3-inch rain over one night, and then a few nights ago we got 4.7 inches all in one night. So that's quite a bit of water, and after all that, I've kind of got a new project in mind. Might be a while before I get it going, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything's draining. Like after the nearly 5 inches of rain the other night, things are already pretty dry with the exception of a few spots where there's some standing water, but a lot of that's already dried. But with the pond being full, I kind of have a new thing I want to work on, and so basically there's a drainage pipe at the north end of the pond where to make sure the pond doesn't get too full, and that kind of creeps out outside my fence in a little ditch, and then it actually comes back onto my land over the other side of the fence again and crosses a part of the path, and then that water keeps crossing over another part of the path, and it's a pretty slow running stream, I guess. Not really a stream, but just it takes a while for the pond to get that low. So when the pond is full, those two spots are probably going to stay wet for a long time just because water is constantly just trickling over it. So eventually I probably want to get a couple culvert pipes and bury those in those two spots. I think that'll just help a lot with keeping those two areas dry, and that is kind of a pain because when those two spots are wet for a while, I can't really get my tractor back to the west end to mow everything over there. So yeah, that's something I've thought of. So I've started looking into culvert pipes and what it takes to get them and install them, and a little more expensive than I was expecting those to be, but eventually I'll get it figured out. Another thing that I've really been putting a lot of effort into lately is just kind of staying glued to Facebook Marketplace, trying to find a good deal on a trailer and a mower. So looking for a trailer that's like at least 78 inches wide and preferably 12 feet long at least, but more likely 14 or 16 would be great. And I want a tandem axle. So yeah, I've been working on finding a deal on that. And then also the next thing I want to find is a good zero-turn mower. So of course my mower's getting the job done now, but I just want to be a little quicker, a little more efficient, a little better with the mowing, and I figure eventually that's going to be the thing I'm going to do a lot out here for the rest of my life probably. So I figure a good mower is a worthy investment. So my dream mower would be like a big grasshopper mower that has a 72-inch deck, powerful deck, so you can just raise it up on its own. You don't have to lift it, and getting some kind of grass bagger, grass vacuum on the back as well would be sweet. So yeah, just kind of keeping my eye out for those two things. And I've got some other projects I need to get started, but I'm kind of at a point where I just need to buy a lot of stuff to get these projects going. So yeah, just keep my eye out for good deals as I kind of gather my thoughts on what needs to be done next out here. Another thing I forgot to mention that I did today was I got some wire flags back out and put those in the ground kind of on the inside of the path on the measured loops, because I do want to wheel those again sometime soon. Whenever those few muddy spots really dry up, then I'm gonna wheel everything out and make sure I'm on the right track with mowing in the right spots, because if I'm a meter or two off, it's possible I've kind of, after the dirt work, and the dirt work kind of went outside the path a little bit on most of it, so I just want to make sure I'm making these loops accurate. So there's still time that I can just adjust some of the turns and mow in certain spots to if I'm not accurate right now.
So convenient timing. I've been on the hunt for a mower for weeks now, but I guess as soon as I talk to the camera and let you all know that I'm on the hunt for one, something comes available. So today I'm heading to a dealership in Hutchinson, Kansas, which is a little over 3 hours away. There's this 2002 Grasshopper 930D mower available, which is pretty much exactly what I'm looking for, and called and asked some questions, and things seem to check out. So I'm gonna go check it out in person and see what it's all about and see if it's what I want.
All right, so partially successful trip. I'm not leaving home empty-handed though, so the biggest kind of glitch in this whole process was getting here, and the mower was advertised as just having over 1,000 hours, and checked the hour meter and it was 2,300, so quite a big difference there, but the price to begin with was still a pretty good deal, and we were able to knock 500 off of that. So gonna take a little chance. I mean, I don't think it's like a big risk, but maybe a little bit more risk with it, but I think I'm leaving happy. So like I said, we'll give it a shot. I can't take it home yet though, because I don't have a trailer yet. So unfortunately my dad's gonna help me out and bring his trailer down tomorrow and bring it over to Pitt. So yeah, and then hopefully I'll be mowing with it soon. So I guess it's time to hit the road back to Pittsburgh. And we are back at the farm after almost 7 hours of driving today. Not the most exciting drive from here to Hutch, Kansas, but gotta do what you gotta do. So kind of in the evening, still got a few hours of daylight, maybe 2, but not gonna get started on anything big out here. I'm just going to wheel the loops, and not everything's gonna be totally dry out there yet, but I should be able to get through and keep the wheel close to the tangents and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna get an idea of seeing if these things are still accurate. So I'm sure you can do some quick math there and see a trend among 3 of the loops, that they're all around 2.5 meters long. So fortunately, there's a place that all 3 of those loops have in common, and that is the east end of the 400 meter grass track. So there was a lot of dirt work done in that area, so afterwards it was kind of hard to discern where the actual path was, so I wouldn't be surprised if I went a little bit wider in that spot than I initially planned on. So I can just look into seeing if I can shorten that curve by 2.5 meters, and if not, I'll shorten it as much as I can, and then look around at other spots unique to the own paths in each individual path and shorten those up. So yeah, pretty close. 599 point something for the 600 meter loop. Pretty close. Maybe wheel one a little bit close, but another thing I could have done as well is, you know, I tried to measure this a foot out from the edge of the path, but also maybe underestimated when you get those natural boundaries with the tall grass. There's probably a tendency to want to run a little bit wider than a foot out because of some of the weeds and grass that kind of hang over onto the path. So but anyways, it's pretty close. I mean, either way, it'll suffice for workouts and whatnot, but of course I do want it to be exact. So I'm going to try adjusting that turn at another time. That's a job for another day, because it's starting to rain and getting a little storm rolling through. So just gonna call it a night and head inside and eat and get ready for tomorrow. So it's pretty windy out right now, but that ain't gonna stop me from getting some work done. So today's task, I mentioned those 2 parts of the path where water is kind of flowing over and it takes them a long time to dry up, and I do want to put some gravel down on one of those just as a temporary fix. I mentioned the culvert pipes that I want to get and make that more of a permanent fix eventually, but I have no idea when that's going to happen. But what I do know is that I need to mow over there, so if it stays wet, I just want to have easier access to the west end to mow that small section back there. So I've actually got a couple piles of gravel by the RV port that have been here since I moved in, so I didn't even need to go buy any, but I'm just going to load some of that into the loader on my tractor and take it down there and unload it and see how much I need. So yeah, that's today's task for now. So that didn't work out exactly as I'd hoped. The main problem is that what looked like a nice pile of medium-sized gravel, it was kind of all just sitting on top, and then when you get underneath there's a lot of smaller sediment. And so at this point I'm just kind of blocking the water. It still needs somewhere to go, but it's still going to soak through and will end up being soft. Now there is some medium-sized gravel mixed in there, so it does add some traction and allows you to walk through without, slipping or getting messy or just messing up the footing. But I don't know about driving a tractor across it still, but hopefully it helps things dry up a little quicker at the very least, and I can get through. And assuming we don't have any like other 4.7-inch rains, it's not really that much of an issue over here. It's just that much rain has kept it pretty wet for a while. But yeah, as long as it gets dried up, then it'll be fine. But I do think after doing all this, I kind of want to find out what to do. What do I need to do about getting some culvert pipes and installing those and making it to where it's a more permanent fix sooner rather than later. Because if this area and the other area are kind of moist on top and wet, I'm probably not going to want the whole team running through there and having a ton of traffic. And then that also takes away the ability to do some of the loop. We can still utilize a lot of it, but kind of takes away the ability to do the 1K loop out here, the 1K loop and the 600 loop. But of course you can stick to the grass track up top, and the 800-meter loop is pretty good. But yeah, I don't know. Helped. It's better than it was, but like I said, not exactly what I envisioned for it. So didn't do any more recording yesterday, but my dad made it into town with the mower, and he helped me out a lot, and we looked it over real good and did some fix up. Still got some more to do, but got it enough to give it a test mow. So mowed for a few hours last night and things went pretty well. So didn't get any footage of me mowing just because I was in a little bit of a rush. There was a potential storm rolling in, but it never ended up doing anything. And then I was also trying to beat the sunset. So but yeah, I mean, it went really well and things are looking pretty good after the first mow with it. So again, here's behind me, here's this south end along the fence on the back side of the grass track, and this area is looking really, really good. And other areas, once again, still filling in. Some areas bare, but it really gets me motivated to get the rest of the grass growing in. But I don't know if there's anything I can do about some areas. I think the seed probably just washed away or something, but because that mower is a dust throwing machine, so I was probably dustier than I've ever been last night after mowing. So but yeah, that's the update for now. So probably work on the track or the mower a little bit more today and see what we can do and see what we need to do. So it is Saturday evening, and the last time I mowed was Wednesday evening, so I don't want to mow everything, but I do want to mow the path because, as I've talked about, I want to keep up the frequency of mowing on the path just to help promote horizontal growth on the Bermuda grass. So yeah, and there has been some noticeable growth in the past 3 days. So got some rain the next day after I mowed, and then it's been pretty dry the last couple days. So good mowing conditions right now. I'll get really, really dusty from the mower in the areas where I drive over a lot of dirt. But anyways, yeah, the mower is really nice. Got this powerful deck that I can just raise up and down hydraulically, and so that makes it a lot easier just working on the mower blades and everything. And it raises and lowers with that same switch to the height I want. So today I'm going to try mowing on the shortest height it can, which I don't know exactly what it is, but based on my research, I think it mows as low as 1.25 inches. And I think the last time I mowed the path, I did one setting higher than that. So I think it's 1.75 inches that I mowed it at. So yeah, I walked around the path and picked up any obstructions, sticks, and maybe some rocks that were jutting out of the ground a little bit more. So I just want to be careful when I'm mowing on this lowest setting and kind of want to see how it goes. So it looks like we've got a lot of rain coming up in the forecast over the next week. So I'm trying to just stay ahead of the game and get it done now. right, everybody, that's it for the mowing for tonight, and went pretty well. Mowing on the lowest setting, had no problems at all other than the dirt, which was a problem to begin with, but it probably makes it a little worse with the blades being a little closer to the ground. But as you can see by me blowing the tractor off, how much dirt was on there, and then it looks like I've got a ring on my eyes here where my glasses were, just to keep the dirt out of my eyes a little bit. But yeah, pretty happy with that. And then I ought to think about mowing the path in the mornings from now on, just so there's a little bit of moisture in on the ground. I know there's some pros and cons each way, I guess, because you know, there's moisture on the grass and it can stick to the underneath the mower deck a little more. So probably not too much of a problem with this short of grass though. So I'll probably try that out at some point, but for now shouldn't have to mow for a little bit, depending on how much rain we get until it dries up after all that. So pretty active night of wildlife at the pond as well. Saw just about everything over there. So threw the fish food in and saw the beaver as I was walking up, and I've been consistently seeing that in the same area in the evenings. And then lots of turtles as normal, and then saw a snapping turtle in there as well, and then the carp. So yeah, I think maybe there were some fish eating that food finally. Usually the turtles, when they're eating it, which eventually they got over there, they're usually kind of floating on top and you can see their head as they're eating, but there are several things eating the food without coming up on top of the water. So so yeah, hopefully I'm actually feeding some fish now. But I've definitely got the turtles trained. I mean, I went over there and before I even threw the food in, I could see them start creeping over there, so that's kind of funny. So anyways, I think that'll do it for this episode. I kind of consider this the first episode of season 2, you could say, after doing a lot of initial work for the first 6 months, and got to start off with a bang. Not too much exciting stuff, but getting a mower, a zero-turn mower is a big step. So should have more projects coming on the way as I search for materials to get them started. So I will see you in the next video.